You're the only USA athlete as an individual everybody was rooting for to lose. If I had to ask him one question, I would ask him, hey, did any other athlete come up to you to take a picture? It's a very important question because we didn't have no context on why Mr. Noah Lyles went on to, I'm not even gonna call it a rant because I hate when you say some shit and people say it's a rant. When Mr. Noah Lyles came out with, I call it the most pointless statement that could have been made. The statement of, what are they the champions of? They're not world champions. And everyone agreed, which was a true statement. It was a true statement. All y'all are gonna agree, oh my God, it was a true statement. You guys are not the world champs. The NBA champ is not the world champs. Of course they're not. But the problem is, who the said they was? If you really think about it, who the Mr. Iceberg, who the ever have said they are world champions? What NBA champion has ever in his right mind called himself a world champ? No one. You've never heard Michael Jordan say he's a world champ. LeBron James never said he was a world. Kobe Bryant, Magic, no one's ever said they was a world champion. And you goofies out here are saying, well, he's right. And we get into this argument about who's right or wrong. First of all, we've never ever said we was world champions. That's a title them goofball writers say. An NBA player has never came out and said, yeah, I'm a 6-time world champ.
And you will respect my authority.
Think about it. Give me. When you guys, before Noah said this shit in March, when you guys reported championships and you guys are debating championships, you've never ever heard someone say, yeah, I got 4, LeBron James got 4 world championships to Michael Jordan 6 world championships. No one's ever said it. No player has ever said it. Goofy reporters, maybe. They say anything, right? They mislabel everything. When you heard it, you understood what he was saying. And I was always confused, like, yo, where did this shit come from? Who the goes around saying they're world champions? No one's ever done that. In your sport, there's a world championship. So I get why you are labeled a world champion. Even his comments today, he said, yeah, they are Olympian champions because there's a world championship. So it's just labeling. But I've never heard no player has ever talked about it. So this was personal. Now we have the context of it now. See, this right here, Noah's Lyles, this right here was the reason behind his comments. This here is the reason he made those comments. It's not the other way around. This is. See, those comments he said last year was in March. This happened in February when he was negotiating his new contract. And he was sitting there talking about, see, this invitation, inviting him to Anthony Edwards' shoe release. And he got offended. You want to do what? You want to invite me to an event for a man who has not even been to an NBA Finals in a sport you don't even care about, and you're giving him a shoe? No disrespect. The man is an amazing athlete. He is having a heck of a year. I love that they saw the insight to give him a shoe because they saw that he was going to be big. All I'm asking is, how could you not see that from me? So during his negotiations and they invited him, he was so pissed off about the idea that when he was on that podium that day, this is where those comments came from. The comments came from this article. Now, there's so much going on here. Here's the one thing that stands out to me. You are having a horrible go at it, young fella, when it comes to relationships. The fact that someone put this out lets you know that the world is turning on you, bruh. They don't like your energy, man. You're coming off as a hateful man for no reason. There are shoe deals to be given by everyone, so you don't need to question why they're giving someone else a deal. You guys are not even in the same realm, so you guys can coexist, but to question someone else's shoe says a lot. You won a gold medal and a bronze medal, and someone decided to let the world know your real thoughts in the meeting that happened between you and Adidas. I heard your last statement, your statement of, I guess it's PR correction. There's some stuff that was said about me that's not true and all that, and I get it. I get it. But at the end of the day, sir, we believe it. We believe it because the timeline fits. If you look at the date of when this meeting happened and your outburst, this meeting happened first. Your outburst was real second. This is not outburst then this article. This article is first. This meeting happened before. And then you let the world know your frustrations that came out of nowhere. No, it's not. It's actually not a reach. It is a document. He was negotiating with Adidas. He did get invited to this party. A month later, when he was on the podium, he made the comments that came out of nowhere. It literally came out of thin air.
I don't come out of thin air.
This is about a track meet and a track star, and basketball came out of his breath. Now, this is not the issue. The issue is this: do you deserve a shoe?
Negro, please.
I can't tell you who deserves shoes or not, right? You're a 6-time world champion, you're a gold medalist. You're the apex of your sport. That doesn't give you shoes. You being the best of your sport does not give you shoes, does not warrant you to have a signature shoe, right? A signature shoe is usually basketball, tennis players got it, cross sports athletes like football, baseball, like those type of athletes that can sell a cross trainer. Tom Brady don't have a shoe. He's a great. Serena Williams don't have a shoe. She's a great. Simone, she don't have a shoe. Michael Phelps didn't have a shoe, right? There's a lot of greats. It's just that's not their sport, right? It's just not their sport. I mean, Floyd Mayweather, goddamn, is one of the best decorated boxers. He don't got a shoe. To be angry that you don't have a signature shoe, come on, man. Understand your sport. She's designed shoes. Serena's design. Understand what your sport is, man. It's track and field, right? I mean, you can sell some cleats, but it's not a big sell. How much are they gonna pay you versus the return? Is there gonna be millions of sales on some Noah Lau, like cleats? No, come on, you're better off selling merchandise. And are you the type of personality that can sell your product? You come off as a bitter baby mama.
Listen, hey, shut up. Be quiet, listen.
I don't understand where the anger comes from when it comes to just your sport. I mean, you're a dominant figure in your sport. Is it you're not getting recognized? I mean, it's not us. It's not the public's fault that your sport only goes 4 years. We hear about you once a year, maybe once every 2 years, Olympics. But that's when we hear that your sport doesn't demand 24-hour coverage. We don't see you on every Sunday like a football player, Saturday, Thursday, or like a basketball player, TNT. You're visually not a covered athlete like that. Same thing with Michael Phelps in swimming. Yeah, he got a whole bunch of gold medals, but when it comes to athletes and popularity, he wasn't the guy, right? So you have to understand your marketplace too, right? There has to be some type of league, like it's the exposure. So will I give you a shoe? I personally wouldn't, right? Because one, I know cleats are not gonna sell. There's not a very big demand on it. Now, can you sell a cross trainer? You can possibly sell a cross trainer. Now, here comes the problem, sir. And this is why you as a human being have to be liked. You as a human being has to be relatable. Who's gonna promote your shoe? Think about everything I just said. You only come on the radar once in the blue moon. Once in a blue moon. World Games, FIBA Games, right? We don't see you so who's gonna promote your shoes? Ta-da, the motherfuckers you hate. When Anthony Edwards is not wearing his shoe and he's not in his sport, right? He has to wear what? Some type of cross trainer, right? Some type of walking shoe, which could have been the Noah Lau. your shoe. All athletes cross promote. When Bad Bunny shoe came out, NBA players wearing the Bad Bunnies. Stan Smith's, who wears them? NBA players when they're not wearing their shoe. They're the most visible athletes. So the fact that you don't like the people that would have been wearing your shoe is career suicide when it comes to marketing, because you're not seen enough to promote your shoe on the very, very high level. Your audience does not buy shoes on the very, very high level. It's basketball. It's these guys and their audience. That's why the shoe contracts goes to those guys, right? You need to do rebranding. Your brand is horrible right now. And let me tell you how horrible the Noah Lyles brand is. You are one of the most decorated athletes going into the Olympics and the most hated USA athlete there. You're the only USA athlete as an individual everybody was rooting for to lose. That there says a lot about you as an individual. Think about every damn sport that we had. We were rooting for these people to win. Simone, like we're like, oh man, we hope she pulls it out. We right, the little 16-year-old, you're like, we're rooting for him. We're rooting for every athlete. You, the consensus was hoping you lost, bruh. Besides Braun haters hoping that other teams won, when it came to an individual, you was the one everyone was hoping lost so they can rub it in your face. That says a lot, man. You're not a likable dude, and I don't know why. I've watched you and your TikTok. I watched you and your girl. The fact that you and your girlfriend, your girlfriend is on a Jamaican track team. That's a story. That's a story in itself. Those are the narratives that need to be pushed around. Not you as an angry individual. It was sad, right? It was one of those things where, as a basketball player, hearing his comments, you know, me, it's American, so you root for every American that's in the sport, right? You watch a sport and you're like, all right, shit, who you going for, the American, right? I don't give a fuck if they dead last, I'm going for the American. People were like, man, he needs some humble pie. During a game where it is literally country versus country. This is how bad it is. And this is where you need a better PR team. The question is this: if I had to ask him one question, I would ask him, hey, Mr. Lyles, did any other athlete come up to you to take a picture? It's a very important question because it lets you know how approachable you are, how likable you are when you're talking about the grand stage of the apex of the world. Everyone is going out there as fans also. When we watch footage, we watch the USA men team, they went to your track meet. We can write the narrative, they went there to see you lose, right? They went there to watch the track meet. We've seen, and this is why most people love the basketball team, right? The basketball team is kind of like the glorified stars there. People are genuinely happy when they show up. When they show up, when Anthony Edwards is like hanging out with the swimming team and Anthony Edwards talking to the ping pong team that he's gonna beat you. Right? I think I can win, right? Those are the interactions of athletes to athletes. Showing up to fencing. Did you show up to any other sport? Did you take a picture with any other athlete? Did anyone say, hey, man, Noah, man, I'm a great fan of you, man, can I take a picture? Did anybody do that for you, with you? Or were you this one individual that felt he was just above it all, right? I'm pretty sure you wish you were the dude that held the goddamn flag in front. I even looked at your Instagram to see where you were positioned at on the boat, in the back. In the back, you wasn't in the front where everybody else was. You was in the back being a weirdo. Come on, man, like you are too great. You're too great of an athlete to possess this anger for nothing, right? I can say if these niggas fucked your bitch or something, right? You know, or these is in the club, took all the hoes or something. I mean, we don't know where some of this anger comes from, but we know for the most part, people usually just have hatred for no reason, right? You know, nigga, I was in there trying to holler at a hoe, and then these NBA came in there thinking I get it. Right, I get it. You know, them cocky son bitches come in and they feel like they run the city when they come in. So I get the anger, but don't let the anger affect your pockets. If you want a shoe, my show up to the Anthony Edwards goddamn event. Show up to the Trey Young event. Do a collab. Anthony Edwards collab with Nola for what's her name shoe. That's how you build your brand when you cross promote. Show up to the swimming, show up to the ballet. Get to know these other athletes, man. But the fact that you don't have no relationships outside of your track relationship.